Let's talk about opening contacts. First, I want to show you parallel. Like two railroad tracks, the Q-tip and the PID are parallel. They're never going to cross over. They run alongside next to each other. The goal is to take your Q-tip and lay it across the occlusal plane. For the premolar shot, it's going to be between the maxillary first and second premolar. For the molar shot, it's going to be between the first and second maxillary molar. So here I'm pointing at some teeth because I'm talking about taking a molar shot, but in a second you'll see that I lay the Q-tip in the area of the key contact for a molar shot. So we'll give it just a second here. Okay, this is my key contact for the molar shot. So you find that space where the Q-tip lays right in between the two teeth. I'm kind of bouncing around a little bit there. But you find that space and you lay it across the biting surface and you kind of hold it with your finger on the actual occlusal plane on the biting surface. Just like this. Put your Q-tip there, put a finger there to stabilize it, and then bring down your PID. Make those two lines parallel. Once you have those two lines parallel, you can kind of shift the PID back and up toward the ear to make room for you to put the XCP in the patient's mouth. But here we're on the right side, we're doing the premolar. I got it in between the first and second maxillary premolar. I'm bringing down my PID. I've made those two lines parallel, although you can't see it because we're in a side view. But those two, if we looked from the top down, we could see those two lines are parallel. Remove your Q-tip. You have the right angle now with your PID. Shift it back toward the ear without swiveling it from right to left. Slide in your XCP. I'm going to bring it all the way forward so we get the distal of the contact. And then we're going to move back our PID into the target. Now here, when I bring it down, you'll see that there's a gap in the bottom. Now I could close that gap without changing my horizontal angulation, my side to side, my right to left. I could adjust that and it would still keep the same horizontal angulation. Here's another doing the opposite side. I have the Q-tip going over the occlusal plane through the contacts of the premolars, bring in my PID, shift it back toward the ear once I have my angle, and now I can place the XCP. Here again, we're going to do the molar shot. I'm laying the Q-tip across the occlusal plane between the first and second maxillary molars. I'm going to use a finger to stabilize that Q-tip while I bring in the PID. Make those two lines parallel. Remove the Q-tip, and then we're going to bring in the XCP. I should have moved the PID a little bit out of the way here to give myself some room, but I must have been in a hurry. But that bar that is coming out that's holding the target, that metal bar should be at the same angle as your PID, so there shouldn't be any variation there. And then the PID should just slide right down in place in front of the target. I think we have one more example.